Hello, hello.
Good
Well,
morning.
good morning, everyone. Hello, Molten and Sly Ratty and Matt and everyone else who is here who has not chatted yet. Welcome once again to the Of Brass and Briar stream over here on the Of Lichen and Moss Twitch channel. Today we are going to be delving into another one shot fully in our filler arc month. Until we return back to the main story. Yes, we are joined by, well, you know what? Before I do my whole spiel, let's just have you guys roll initiative, and you guys can introduce your goddamn selves. Or just play rock, paper, scissors.
Penny,
With special guest Penny.
Penny, come here.
Which we've also got fluffs in our background. We got the Artemis, and we got this Agu.
Fable's over there asleep.
And if you can find Baby, she's here too.
Ruby just holding a monopoly on all of the fluffs.
Tan.
Tan, roll for initiative, babe.
12.
You all thought that was a drink, didn't you?
Yep.
Nope, it's today's dice set. Da-da-da!
And who made that lovely dice set person who rolled highest in initiative?
Me, Ruby Griffiths. I made this dice set. I am the resident dice maker here. I'm also obsessed with tea, so hence D&T.
Tis true, tis true.
You can find me at ruby.griffiths.8 across most all social media. I've been posting to TikTok again. I post to Instagram. I've got a Ko-fi shop where I sell my dice. I take commissions. I dress up and I lip sync and I cosplay. And it's a good time. So if you want to join me, that's where you can find me. Yeah.
Flawless, immaculate.
Take it away.
I have to slightly edit what my normal one is because I don't do shit anymore.
Life be busy.
I'm KJ. You can find me at some variation of KJ cosplay on most social medias, Instagram, TikTok, which is really bad about posting because I have no time, so I haven't filmed anything since we did the 1-year reunion.
Same.
I stream. That's kind of the only place you're gonna find me active is on Twitch at KJ_cosplay. Recently, we've been really into Date Everything.
That's on my list to play.
Yep. Today we're playing different characters.
They have no idea who they're playing. I gave them very base character descriptions, and that's pretty much it. And names and classes. Which is fine because that's kind of the vibe of the one shot anyway. Hello, I am Sir Zatara. You can find me at Sir Zatara everywhere except the only place that I actually do anything, which is Twitch, where I am Zatara's Tavern. If you haven't noticed the theme, we're all really busy. But streaming is typically the easiest way to catch any of us live. I stream every Saturday and Monday. Saturday has typically been Marvel Rivals with some friends who are probably in the chat. Game Junkies Online, Will Millie, Potato, and Baruch Hazad, to name but a few. And then on Mondays, it's typically date night with the lovely Ruby Griffiths down there. We've been playing through Baldur's Gate. Those are our only scheduled days, or my only scheduled days of streaming, but I also stream whenever the hell I want.
Yeah,
so
I stream whenever the hell I have time.
Yes.
So just keep an eye on our socials for when we're streaming.
I'm also dropping everyone's link tree in the chat right now, so you can easily find us.
Oh shit! Y'all, I do art commissions.
If you use that ass like that.
characters drawn or anything drawn, reach out to KJ on their commissions, which
Also,
is
if you do commission something for me, I know Baruch has one on hold, and I have one for a DM of a different campaign that's on hold, because I have a puppy, and she requires a lot of attention, and I don't want her eating my cables.
that's fair. You're also actively doing a play, so
That's also true.
which also takes a lot of time.
Speaking of
Wait,
it,
I'm so excited to see my dice next to
it's so cool.
AJ's art commission.
Oh, nice.
Our lovely Potato here, who I
It's
think
not
is
here right now.
not in chat yet, but
he won't be here.
commissioned
He won't be.
Oh, right.
me and KJ for art. So I'm really excited about that.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty darn close to finishing his dice. Today will be the first test pour in the brand new mold because we're doing a custom designed D20 for him.
Mhm. Yes.
Show the puppy.
He's a puppy. Look
Oh
at
my
those big boofer paws.
Oh my goodness.
She's a baby. She's a little baby. Definitely 8 months old. Definitely.
She is 3.
I know.
Hey, girl. Okay, I'll put you down.
It's like, don't you dare hold me. Look at that vest, those game junkies. So small. Look at the vest.
It's a hardest, but yes,
Vest, harness.
they're not the same.
I know. Making everyone who cares about apparel upset with that statement. Oh, look at her prance. Look at her prance away.
Well, if you water her outside of the bedroom, so she'll just sit by the door if she wants something.
That's fair. We don't really have any announcements today. Hypothetically, our next stream will be on the 6th, as far as we know thus far.
Heavy
but-
hypothetical.
Yeah.
Heavy hypothetical. We will talk about that in our chat.
Listen, I get my work schedule like 2 days in advance. I don't even know what I'm working this next week yet, and it's the day before.
It's true. Capitalism
Which
sucks.
is service industry jobs.
But we're gonna do some background stuff and get a more consistent schedule for you guys again. You should fight your boss.
Yes, agreed.
My boss
Other
has a-
hijinks knows where it's at.
That's Birdie. Birdie, my boss has a... I have beef with my boss. Technically, they're my supervisor, but they're who I consider the bosses because they're who's over all of our stores. I have beef.
That's very fair.
They're the ones that cut my hours.
Capitalism's awful. The world is burning. And that's why we play games and D&D. Keep an eye on our socials. We'll let you know when we have a consistent schedule again. It may require us playing some hardball with some of our workplaces, but we're going to get there. The biggest thing this month is, fun fact, June is a busy month for queer folk. So that's been the main thing here. But once we have a consistent schedule again, we will let you know. Until then, we will keep filling the time with one-shots and other stories until we can get back to our main schedule. We should have something more set, hopefully, soon. It's also hard to communicate with everyone because people are traveling and doing a whole bunch of things. So we'll keep you updated on how that goes. Keep an eye on all of our channels. And I think we're just going to dive on in. Do you also have a chicken with your boss? We're going to dive in. So without further ado, thank you all for being here. Let us watch that awesome intro. Long ago, before the clasp, a few set out on a dauntless task, a breeze on an ember that had long since gone out, regardless of fear or loss or doubt. We find them here at the edge of the land. A time of rekindling is now at hand. So, what do you think, love? Have we found them? Perhaps. They've made it farther than the last. Allie, dear, your thoughts? These were your find, after all. I like 'em. This would be so much easier if Tom was here, though. He's out there, along with the rest. We just have to find them. I hope they're okay. As do we all, dear. Today, dear friends, our story takes us somewhere yet unknown. Far to the north, sequestered in the furthest reaches of the sagebrush region of Westerall, a meeting is happening. That is to say, if there was a Westerall to speak of. And if the sagebrush wasn't a name of a territory, but just a descriptor of the main plant of this rolling expanse. For here, where we delve, there is no velvet clasp to give it such names. The war of Shattered Antler has yet to happen. The Yule Court are still but hatchlings, and the grand bastion of Umloa is nothing but dreams of a young Ursine yet to be born. Where we sit now is near the beginning, when the first folks of fur and feather have started to emerge, a new sentience to rebuild a land amidst the still smoking ruin of those who came before. It is 3 of these first furs that we are here to see. A fox, a wanderer who seeks to ever grow his knowledge of the world. A magpie, a loyal trickster with a penchant for fire. And a swallow, an empathic leader with a skill for sword and shadow play. All 3 have wandered from their own corners of the land, all drawn by the same perplexing urge of something unknown, but held so dear. Home. Unfortunately for them, however, they seem to have ventured into the home of something ancient, awake, and angry. Roll for initiative.
So,
Already? What do you mean?
straight into initiative, guys.
Tact. That's not terrible. Blue, 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 17.
16.
You guys, I've never played a sorcerer before. I don't know what I'm doing.
It'll be fine.
We'll figure it out together.
How hard can it be?
Sorcery points? What are those?
All right. So, I don't have my notebooks or anything. I'll just write it in here.
All you need to know is fireball.
I don't have that spell.
Too early.
Oh, yeah,
right.
I guess what level are we? I didn't check.
You guys are
Four.
level 5. 4, yeah, sorry. All right, so 25 to 20. Good.
Not good.
It's fine.
20 to 15?
17.
16.
And 16. All right, so Finley will be going first, followed by Adelina.
Oh, I spelled the name wrong. Let me just fix that real fast.
No, you're just finally. That's all.
I mean, you sure are fine. Hi, I think I'm funny.
So it's you guys. So that just means the people I'm in control of, which are our buddy.
Penny, don't chew on the box.
And Berm.
Buddy and Berm.
Well, one of them's not named as Buddy. buddy. But I can put this back here now. Bonk, bonk. So, the two of you, unbeknownst to each other, have arrived at a grand crater of sorts. In this crater, a towering building, old, smoking, and broken, but not yet decrepit. The crumbled stonework of this towering cathedral-like structure disappears into the sky above you, taller than the arcing skyscrapers of our modern-day world. You, but humble fur folk. Its massiveness is all-encompassing and takes up the entirety of the horizon in front of you, except for the entrance where coming out a chittering, black-armored, dire scorpion that towers 80 feet above you to its belly.
Feet or acorns?
Acorns.
Okay.
Much taller than you. Not being able to see its back, its legs are the size of each of you as you scurry around, seeing these other fur folk who just happened to be here. Were they also drawn here for the same reason as you? Do they live here? Do they know this scorpion? You don't know, but as we turn and you, Finley, skirt out of the way of one impending piercing leg of this giant gargantuan scorpion, would you like to describe your character for us? However you want. You're also muted? Question mark?
It's because Penny was barking. Where's all my shit?
It's 80 feet tall, Game Junkies. They can easily walk underneath them. Thank you for the reset. Oh, and Hydrate from Game Junkies a little while ago.
I got it.
Listen, I'm a bit busy. It's okay. So magpies are just bird people?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Here's Aarakocra. Yep. You're just an Aarakocra that looks like a magpie.
The fuck does a magpie look like?
They're pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Okay. We can work with this. White and black. Yeah, I saw that. I googled it. I think Finley is actually pretty small, all things considered. They look like pie. Has black and white feathering in interesting patterns and shapes, and always has a little bit of this twinkle in their eye that you can't quite tell if it's just the way the sun bounces off their eyes or if they're having an idea of something really stupid to do. Yeah, just kind of this little bird folk that looks like they should not be fighting a scorpion. But something about them, it's like, maybe this will be okay.
Perfect. You skirt around, dodging out of the way of another flurry of just stamping attacks. You don't know if they're attacks or if it's just moving. Spreading your wings and kind of floating in space. Your kit and robes, you being a sorcerer, not needing spell components, you kind of arc out of the way, pull out your crystal arcane focus, and it is your turn. What do you wish to do?
It's a great question. Let me look at these spells. This thing is 80 feet, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
So essentially, all you can see is its legs and its underbelly and its large mandibles. Which, if you don't know the inner workings of a scorpion, scorpions don't actually have mandibles. They have extra claws in their mouth that they reach out and grab and pull into their mouth. Fun things you learn working at a pet store and you have to feed the scorpions. It's terrifying. And those are what you see coming out of its mouth, just kind of at you. Each one about the size of you.
I think there's a little, like, peep, like, shrill little squeak sound before Finley just kind of, like, protective hands in front of their face, and I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Nice. All right, roll to attack. All right, my books are down here.
No, you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, right. Right.
I was like, that doesn't seem right. I was just reading this.
Like, you think I would know? I was the one who made all these characters literally yesterday.
God, this is great.
In case you guys don't know, I am always the most prepared when it comes to one-shots. What's happening? What is happening? There we go. Ooh. One shot. Bing, bing, bonk. I roll a dex save, which is a natural 3 plus 2, so 5.
Great. Fail. You take 18 points of fire damage.
Nice.
Flammable objects in the cone that aren't worn or being carried burn, which I don't think we have to worry about that.
It doesn't seem to be wearing much.
Penny.
As you reach out and just reactionarily let out a plume of fire with your burning hands, you see Scorpion turns and takes one of his large claws and kind of blocks it like a shield. You scorch the outside of its shell. It doesn't seem to have affected it too much. So.
The freak. What is this?
Oh, piece of candy.
I'm sorry, I've never played Sorcerer, so you guys aren't how to bear with me.
So good.
So there's Innate Sorcery, which is a bonus action that says an event in your past life left an indelible mark on you, infusing you with shimmering magic. As a bonus action, you can unleash the magic for up to a minute, during which you gain the following benefits. The spell save DC of your sorcerer spells increases by 1, and you have advantage on attack rolls of sorcerer spells you cast. So
Very cool.
That.
Beautiful.
I see why it won't let me mark spell slots, because I didn't claim the character. It's fine.
It's fine. Just keep track of it. We'll see if you live long enough to use them all.
Real. And then Finley's just a little bit fight or flight response is just gonna take air.
Literal flight.
Literal flight.
How much movement do you have?
50 feet of flying.
50 feet of flight. So you arc up and you can't quite reach till you're above it. So you kind of hover right, kind of parallel to where its mouth is. Not in front of its mouth, but like at that height. Where you can't quite see the top of its back just yet. But you are seemingly out of at least the impending doom of its many appendages. Ending your turn, we skirt around to underneath this creature, where we find our next adventurer. Adelina, would you like to describe your character?
Yes. So Adelina, our swallow bird folk, her blue crested head fading into a indigo dyed leather armor set she is wearing. Very small and lean, especially in this proportion to this gargantuan scorpion. Seems as if she'd be hardly noticeable, or at least that's going to be the plan. As her wings and tail, once very slender, furl out as she dives underneath the scorpion to stab with her shadow dagger.
Amazing. And just so you know, because I also know you haven't really played fighters too much, your specific fighter ability, you have 2-weapon fighting, and you specifically have the dual-wielding feat, which means you can use your longsword and your dagger in tandem. So you can attack with your longsword first and then follow up with your dagger. So it's very duelist style, like traditional like sword and dagger kind of duelist style. And the dagger
like her.
Yeah, the dagger is typically in this style of fighting used as both a secondary attack, but also can like parry and then riposte kind of thing. Yeah. She's fun.
Yes.
To be fair, I like all of these 3 characters a lot, but that's fine. I haven't been holding on to them for a bit.
Okay.
Yes. Exactly, Spyratty.
Ooh, which is a dirty 20 to hit with our longsword and a 19 to hit with our dagger.
Sorry, repeat that. I was reading.
No, you're good. A dirty 20 to hit with our longsword and a 19 to hit with our dagger.
All right, both of those. Well, both of those hit, but one of them just barely hits.
Ooh, fuck. This thing, I mean, scorpion, armored. Makes sense.
Giant scorpion armored.
Yeah.
It's one of those instances where, like, hitting him isn't hard, doing damage is hard. And that's why he has such a big AC.
9 damage.
Okay, nice. And that's slashing. Is that, wait, for both combined?
Both combined, yes.
Okay, cool. And that would be slashing and piercing, so. Mm-hmm. You slash against, you kind of barrel roll underneath the belly and slash with your sword and then try to jab in with your dagger. The first slash just sends sparks scattering on the ground beneath you. And as the second, you stab and you feel the flex of your dagger as you try to pierce through this heavy armored chitin, or chitin, however you fucking say it, of this creature. And if this dagger wasn't magical, most likely would snap as you continue on, finishing your roll and kind of arcing out from underneath on the side. You still have about half your movement and your bonus. Oh wait, no, that is your bonus action because attack bonus action is technically your second attack.
Yeah.
So you have another half of your movement.
So with the rest of my movement, it would be flying to gain a little bit of distance, just so I have more room to maneuver between the scorpion and myself.
Are you flying up, or are you trying to kind of like orbit?
We're staying fairly low to the ground right now.
Nice. So we'll say you kind of finish your barrel roll and then weave between its legs like an agility course before arcing and doing a large orbit looking for your next area of attack. That brings us to the giant scorpion, or the dire scorpion. Every move it takes, dust is kicked up from this large desert-like crater you're in. The ground shakes, and you can see your third, this kind of lithe fox folk kind of backing up, the only one without the ability to fly, and he just seems to be analyzing everything as the scorpion pivots in place, reaches back with a claw and lashes out at Finley, for you have done the most damage, and you're also the highest in the air currently. Oof, I'm rolling for absolute shit today. So that is claw attack plus 4. It doesn't hit with a 7. But it's going to lash out one more time with its claw at you. That's a natural 20. That's lovely.
Oof.
So it misses with its first. Finley manages to dodge out of the way of its first claw attack, and then the second one reaches out and a natural 20 clasps you in his claws and forces you, kind of grabs you and hucks you down back onto the ground. You take... I don't have to roll for... Oh yeah, crunchy crits. You take math. You take 18 points of slashing damage, and then 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you impact the ground.
Ow! Oh no!
This is what you wanted to do, getting back into D&D, right?
Yeah, immediately start getting shredded and never being able to beat the doesn't know how to fight in combat. Sure.
Using its last attack, it rears back its tail and just tries to lash at Alina, as the only other person who has done damage to it thus far. Oh my gosh. All or nothing, huh? That's plus 4. That's a 9 to hit.
No.
So it misses. You manage to nimbly dodge out of the way. Welcome back to D&D, and that's all for today. That's the real trick. I didn't really have anything planned, so I just made a giant fight for them to lose, and then we're gonna end. But Adelina, you dodge out of the way as the scorpion kind of skitters back a little bit, bringing us to Firm. On the ground, surrounded by swirling dust and debris, a live fox, auburn hair with auburn fur with white accents around its body, a tattered but well cared for wax-coated duster with tall collar, and on his hip is just a variety of scroll cases and books. Around his neck there seems to be a small bauble that waves back and forth and kind of glints. His pockets are packed to the brim with straw and herbs, small rocks and baubles, as he kind of looks around and goes, okay. Fuck. And he is going to leap backwards and cast kind of like he starts dashing to the left and goes, well, I wasn't expecting this big of a fight, so I am not quite prepared for this. Right, okay, that's what I thought. Sweet. He's just going to cast Shatter at 3rd level.
Ooh.
Right on the stinger of the tail of the creature. Because he can just barely reach it with it attacking the lower hanging Adelina. So that is 3d8 plus 1d8 for every level above 2. So 4D. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I did not mean to roll that there. Even though that was a good roll, so I should just take it. But not as good as this one. Okay. Oh wait, and if I remember correctly, Shatter makes a Constitution saving throw from the dude, which all or nothing again. Construct has disadvantage on the save. As the Shatter impacts, a large crack splits the stinger, and you start seeing out of it this caustic venom start leaking, and as it impacts the ground, goes, well, that is good and bad. I've made things harder for myself, but I have hurt it, apparently. Keep flying around, you lovely bird folk. I'm gonna go over there. And you see him start skittering away towards the door from where the scorpion emerged. Ending Berm's turn and bringing us to Finley.
Yes.
Ah, shit. Okay.
You got this, Finley.
What is this shit I have that doesn't also matter?
Zatara trying to desperately not feed the meme. Not every one of Cage's characters can get impaled. We just got to remake the what's his name from Frozen, the snowman. You're just like, oh, I'm impaled. Just remake that with the dude.
I've been impaled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, that's funny. Oh well.
See, now I'm starting to wonder if this is a Duke thing or a KJ thing.
It's not a KJ thing because I have never been impaled until Duke. You know what? Why the hell not? We're gonna huck a chromatic orb.
Ooh.
And we're doing it at 2nd level, so I get an extra D8.
Beautiful. Where are you putting your position? Are you kind of hucking at his face? Are you going to try to fly up and kind of get an aerial view? Or are you kind of tucking down low like Adelina is?
I'm going to go up further so that anything that hits isn't going to hit anyone on the ground.
Okay. So as you arc up above the scorpion, you notice something unnerving. It seems as if the entirety of its back is moving. Dozens of small little scorplings are clinging to the back of this beast. And you see, as soon as you arc above, the scorpion, as a reaction, turns and lashes out at you as you crest above and can see its babies on its back.
Hate this.
Music just got intense.
Oh, swapping my legs. Ooh.
Oh, that's actually really fun. Okay.
Yeah, sorcerers are pretty fun.
I think I'm going to do lightning for the kind of damage.
Just so you know, as Finley, you have a feat known as Elemental Adept, which choose one of the following damage types. Yours is fire. Spells you cast ignore resistance to damage of the chosen type. In addition, when you roll damage for a spell you cast that has that damage type, you treat any ones as twos.
I'm assuming it's fire.
It is fire, yes.
Okay, cool.
Just so you know, you can still do electric if you want, but
fucking fire.
Finley is very much a pyro in everything that they do.
I'm gonna roll the hit first. Packed.
Bum, 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 bum,
Packed.
bum,
I need
bum.
to get a better dice tray.
I actually forgot about that. So you did do full damage that first time.
What am I adding? That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Nice. That hits. Roll for damage.
It's okay. So it's 84. Okay.
8d4.
Wow.
No, sorry. 4d8. Stop it.
Gonna be like, I don't think you have that strong of a spell yet.
Rewind. Reverse it. If you roll the same number on 2 or more of your d8s, the orb leaps to a different target of your choice within 30 feet. You can attack roll against. Can't unless you cast this spell at second level or higher. Well, I did cast it at second level. But I didn't roll any of the same numbers, so it's just 19 points of fire damage.
Nice.
I think Homie sees the kerfuffle that is happening on the back and he's like, shit, and yeets it at the back instead so that it's skidding.
Okay. As you yeet it at its back and it just explodes, immolating a dozen of these skittering scorplings that cling desperately to the back of their mother. The screech that emerges from the mother shakes the entirety of the area. I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's good.
As the dire scorpion enters into a rage.
20.
20, you succeed.
15.
15, you also succeed, but just barely. Meets it, beats it. All right. Oh, I need to roll for Berm. Who's at advantage because he's far away. That's a natural 19, so that'll work.
Forward.
All right. Anything else you would like to do? You have some movement and a bonus action.
I do have a bonus action. We're allowed to cast more than one leveled spell per turn, right?
One leveled spell and then a cantrip.
Okay, never mind.
As long as it's a bonus action cantrip.
Well, the only bonus action spell I have is a level, so what else can I do as bonus actions? Not fucking much.
I don't know. Would cooking a scorpion of that size be like crab or lobster? It would be gross, is what it'd be.
It'd be gross. I think Homeboy is just gonna yell down at any and all of the other critters that they're seeing and be like, "There's little ones on the back!" And it's just going to try to stay out of the range of the scorpion, which means I might have to leave said range.
Mm-hmm. You definitely do.
Which
it's already used its reaction though, so
yes.
It can't swipe at you.
So just further up so that he can see more of what's going on.
Beautiful. That brings us to Adelina as you hear the cries of Finley above, who you don't yet know the name of, but.
Yeah. The scorpion may not be able to go invisible, however, upon hearing this, I'm going to use my fighting spirit as a bonus action which will give me advantage on weapon attack rolls. And 5 temp HP points.
All right.
As well as action surge, which will allow me to make another, not only with my longsword, but with my dagger that will allow me to attack with both, again, with advantage on both, question mark?
Well, action surge only gives you an action, not a bonus action.
But can I use that action to attack with my dagger?
You can use that action. So it would essentially give you a third attack because you have attack action, bonus action, second attack, and then action surge to another attack. Because your second attack with your dagger is a bonus action.
Okay.
And action surges only give you an action. It's not a whole new turn. It's just an action.
Yeah, so fighters is bonus action, which still leaves me with an action. So if then action surge, that then gives me 2 actions left to attack with my sword and my dagger.
Oh, yeah. If you want to use your action to attack with your dagger, yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Which does that give me advantage on both of those attacks? Or is it just one?
That's Finley. That's not you. There we go. Fighting spirit gives attack rolls until the end of the current turn. Yeah. So all attack rolls you make during this turn.
And I kind of want to stay the F away from all the tiny skittering things. We're going for his belly, and we're going to do another dive under //.
Okay.
So we're using some of my movement with that attack as well.
Perfect.
Which means for the longsword, that is a 15 to hit.
Miss.
And with the dagger of shadows, that is a 23 to hit.
23 does hit. Roll for damage.
On the note for the dagger of shadows, it says plus 2d10 with the skull and crossbone. What does that mean?
It does 2d10 poison damage too. As long as if they don't succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Cool.
Which that's 7 plus Constitution. It's not enough, so they do fail. So you get the 2d10 too.
Perfect.
Yep. So give me the damage
7
separately.
piercing damage.
Okay. Perfect. Reduced down to 3, 2, 4.
And 18 on that poison.
Okay. Math. Amazing. As you scrape along the underbelly of the scorpion and make no dent, you kind of finish your barrel roll and arc out towards its legs and just slash at one of the kind of intersection points between two of its leg segments and manage to sever it, causing one of its appendages to fall and crumble like a falling tree to the ground. And the entirety of the scorpion kind of falls to one side and shifts. Some of the scorpions fall off the back and onto the ground, kind of splattering. They're not yet hardened outer carapaces being able to protect them. Anything else you would like to do? What's your action, bonus action? You can
Second
kind of move
action.
away.
We'll move away a little bit.
Okay, so you just kind of arc around in a large sweeping arc, bringing us to...
Which, if you've never seen how swallows move, like, they're super cool.
Mm-hmm. Bring us to the scorpion's turn. It is going to... If you're trying to learn how to play D&D, this may not be the best stream to watch. We do a lot of homebrew and fuckery here. So,
okay, but I think so much of learning how to play D&D is learning how to homebrew as well.
Well, yeah, but you have to know the rules to break them first.
Fair. I kind of skipped that part.
That's why I'm the DM. The scorpion skitters back, leaving your guys'... KJ was already out of range. Berm was also out of range.
Yeah.
Adelina, you were really the only one in range. So you get an opportunity attack if you so wish.
Absolutely. We'll use the long sword for that.
Okay.
No,
Welcome regardless, Vampire Medkit. Thanks for joining.
We'll use our dagger attack because that was really good. And it definitely doesn't hit. But we tried. Just as it's moving away, just trying to get another slash at it and completely missing.
So it skitters, and you try to circle and get one last slash, but as it does so, and as you do and miss, it kind of hunches down, and you see all of its appendage are shaking and rattling, it clinking its various bits of chitin and chitin together, and the chattering of its jaws, just this wailing fills the air. I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw. It's truth, the rule of cool.
That's a 7.
7. And did a 7. And that's a 13 from Berm. All of you black out.
Oh.
Well, fuck.
I probably died just from fall damage.
No.
8 hit points.
The world around you all goes black. And when the world comes back to light, it's through the eyes of Finley. As you see the dispersion of this ember red magic kind of disperse across your vision, and the fox folks stands above you. Okay, well, glad I picked that one up. Kind of shakes off his hand and looks around. Well, hello there. Not really the greeting I was planning. I wasn't really planning any greeting, actually. Do you know why you're here? Good. Neither do I, really. Seems to be a trend, apparently. Swallow, you awake yet?
5 more minutes.
Mood.
Well, I mean, if you want. Greetings. My name is Bum. I hail from the southeast of the land. Wooded area, very homey. But I'm kind of from all over. I'm kind of a bit of a wanderer. Which has led me here. Wasn't expecting other people to be here, though. Interesting.
Adelina, if I must wake up, that is.
The entire time this has been happening, Finchley's just been watching this guy, like, not staring in, like, the weird way, but, like, enough that it might be slightly unsettling.
With a passive insight of 16, he listens and goes, sorry to wake you up so rudely, I suppose. Oh, you're just staring at me. Why?
That's for me to know.
Fine.
I'm Finley.
Reaches out, grasps your feathered hand with a pod hand of his own. And camera, why? I have lighting and everything. Don't do this to me. My camera just hates me. I don't know why.
I also love that the running gag is that if you flip your camera off, it tends to start working again.
Oh, it thought about it.
I thought about it.
Nope, still nothing. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's really struggling today. Why? Weirder. Okay. Reaches out and grasps your hand, and then grasps one, then clasps his other hand over it and goes, "Pleasure, truly." Well, I don't know about you all, but I'm going to go inside because I think this is where I'm supposed to be. And the scorpion seems to have absconded. So, which, as you turn and see, there is just kind of a small crater within this massive crater from where the scorpion once stood, but supposedly has run away.
All right. Everyone's limbs intact? Everyone's limbs intact?
For the most part.
Just vital organs. I should be fine.
Good. Lovely. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh.
This will be funny. Okay. It's not terrible.
22?
12.
Oh, 12, sorry.
With a -1, it's a 10.
All right.
This guy's not smart.
Wisdom plus 3. That's only a 13. As Berm kind of gestures towards the side and you are having a small talk, you all just slightly hear in the back of your minds, well, they managed that one well. Okay. Almost like a whisper on the wind.
Finley legitimately just like starts.
Oh, you hear those voices too? Great.
Huh?
Lovely. Oh, yeah,
Who's that? Who's that? That guy? Who? Huh?
I don't know. And that's why I'm kind of here. I don't know about you all, but I was kind of drawn here just as a strange subconscious. And then as I get closer, I started hearing bits and pieces of these weird conversations from these voices.
Those have always kind of been a constant for me, but... Okay.
Oh, you're so lucky therapy hasn't been invented yet. Well, it's good to know I'm not alone in this. Sorry. I know I've given him an introduction, but Berm, explorer, discoverer of ancient lost relics of the past world. And this, he gestures back to the grand cathedral behind you. This is very old and very big, which means it's from the people who came before.
You talk a lot. Can we go?
Oh, yeah, let's go. Turns on a dime and just starts walking in. Right. Entering into the... Not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. Entering into the large camera. Work with me. Is it this? Is this what's causing you to have a kerfuffle? My changing rainbow light?
Maybe.
Homophobic camera? Walking into the Grand Cathedral, the ceiling is non-existent. Not because it isn't corporeal, but because it is just so high above you.
She's so
that
high.
that you can't see it. You walk by towering wooden pillars, ravines carved into these, and you don't notice when you're walking by them, but seeing further down this passageway that you're in, the only reason that you can tell that these are ancient benches you're walking by is because the ones at the very end of the hallway, 200-300 acorns away from you, are the only ones that look your size.
Mm-hmm.
Along the walls, this hallway you walk in, 300 feet wide by 400, 500, 600 feet long. Towering portals, entryways, the doors of which you can't even see the tops of. This is a building that came from the apparent gargantuan race that once ruled this land before you.
You could get lost in here for a century.
Oh, I have. Not this one specifically, but other ones. The space around you is silent. And quiet. Well, silent and quiet is the same thing. And it seems as if the air itself is palpable. You walk through, and there's just the slightest essence of movement in the corners of your eyes, but when you look, there's nothing there. Dust, a slight breeze from the outside waving these large tapestries that, if you could somehow manage to find the space to see them all, could maybe depict something of the relevance of this place. But as of now, you can't quite tell from just your passing glances.
So, this is your study of expertise, you're saying, my foxy friend?
Well, expertise is a stretch. But I've been...
It's special interest.
Yes. Special interest is more accurate. I don't know about you, but I don't know what the fuck happened here. I don't know why all of a sudden... I don't know. All I remember is once upon a time there were animals, and some other gargantuan race, and now there are animals who speak and think and build and craft and create things that apparently we didn't used to do, according to some things I found in other ancient places like this.
I think Finley is kind of flying around in the air, trying a little bit to try to see if any of those images make any sense from that higher vantage point, and if not, they're just kind of coasting to take in the whole place and might be looking for shiny shit.
Okay, make a perception check for me as you try to just take in the grand chamber.
-1 is a 15.
15?
We've always been this way, haven't we?
As you look, you barely etch the full images of the things you pass. There is images of large winged reptiles standing up against hordes of bipedal creatures that almost look like you all know Hydrate and what you're familiar with, but they have no tail, no ears, no fur, no feather, but are clad in what seems to be metal armor or exoskeleton. Maybe they're insects? I'm not quite sure. And you get bits and pieces of what seems to be a battle that went poorly.
Hey, you said that you study places like this, right?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Do you see something from up there? I wish I could fly.
Trying to think of what the closest equivalent to a dragon would be.
It depends on where Finley's been.
Yeah.
Finley is mainly from like the Yulecourt region where you guys kind of started. So like a salamander with wings, kind of.
As he's still kind of flying, he's just shouting over the air. Well, it's like, you know what a salamander is?
Oh, yes. Horrible things. I hate them.
But give those fuckers some
That's
wings.
racist.
No, not awakened salamanders. Old salamanders. Have you ever fought a primal salamander?
No.
No,
Horrid.
I know a little salamander. Makes wonderful scones.
Anyway, salamander, but with big ass fuck ass wings. And then all of these, you know, the bipedal folk, but not, I guess, like the maybe insectoid armor of some kind. Battle went real bad.
18 plus 7 for history. It's like, oh, I believe the winged creatures were called dragons.
Dragon.
Fire breathing.
Fuck-ass dragon. People without fur or feather. Maybe
No.
insectoid.
Those, I believe. It's strange. The texts I find are scattered and change depending on where I find them. Seems as if whoever these people who came before were, they could never agree on anything. Not even the description of their own power structure. But I don't believe that metal outer carapace is part of them. I believe they crafted that much like our armor today.
Weird bipedal folk with armor. Battle with fuck-ass dragon. We were real bad.
That would align with some things I've learned before. And as you kind of all traverse down this hallway, Berm kind of starts describing a little bit of the history he's uncovered from the various parts. Goes, this land here, Teleday, which as he says Teleday, this is the first time either of you have heard a name for the land you're on. Goes, and he just says it like he expects you to know, essentially. Apparently in ancient Teleday, these bipedal folk were the ones that ruled, and then these dragons...
Sir, what's a Teleday?
Oh, that's the land we're on, this continent we exist on. That's what they used to call it back in that day.
Continue.
Right. So Teleday was under the rule of the humans, but from what I learned, it used to be under the rule of the worm folk, of these dragons, and the dragons decided to take it back because it's what they thought was owed. But then
Humans are bipedals with armor?
Oh, yes. Humans, Homo sapiens, shitheads. The descriptions vary. I don't know. I like humans the best, though. It's the most easy to say.
Hmm.
I don't know. Shithead's kind of nice.
Okay, but I know a couple of people who can be shitheads, and they're not like that, so.
It's true. It's true. And apparently, the humans thought that they were owed this land because their gods told them it was theirs. But
religion is so fucking weird.
the dragons also thought that. Both of these factions thought they were owed the land based on the fact that the gods told them. So what I'm trying to figure out is
Gods
either the
aren't
gods
real.
were shit and loved causing chaos, or no one knew what the fuck they were talking about and everyone was just using the name of the gods to do whatever they wanted.
Here's my 2 cents. The gods don't exist. People claim they do, so they can do whatever the hell they want because divine ordinance told them they should.
That does seem to be the case in a lot of ways.
Do
And
their
kind
gods
of,
have names? Like, were
Okay,
they
that-
different gods or the same gods that just wanted everyone to die? I've
There's
heard
like
stories of.
I've heard like of 6 different pantheons of gods, and there's no way that many exist. So, like, in my book, it's all hooey. It's all stories.
You've written a book? That's quite impressive.
I didn't write one. What?
Well, you said in your book.
Hi, Lev.
Sorry.
We'll get back to you eventually, Lev. I swear.
Okay.
You kind of watch, and you see as you talk about the various gods and things that Burm's face kind of just smiles and goes, see, it's funny, because we have fallen into the same trap as them, I think. Everyone just created their own gods. Without anything, because we as sentient creatures just look for some sort of greater thing.
Until I have a god visit and talk to me themselves, I refuse to believe they exist. It's a power struggle.
That's true. I'll keep my own thoughts to myself about that for now. But
Anyway, big fight between the humans, fuck-ass dragons, and both of them thought the gods said that they should have the land. Big-ass fight. Humans lost, I'm assuming?
So the humans lost, but I believe the dragons did as well. They destroyed each other, it seems, in one final cataclysmic event.
I mean, one of the sides had to have lived, right? You can't just kill everything. Like, one of them is still out there, right?
Unless there was a third party involved that I don't know of yet.
A mystery.
Exactly. And so, that's why, when I get a strange urge in the back of my mind that I can't ignore to come to a very specific ruin in the upper reaches of Telidae where no one else has ventured yet, I set off running. Having compatriots is nice for once. If nothing else but for more targets than just me.
Well, that, and I can see stuff that you can't, so.
That's true. That's
Teamwork.
true. It's true, I will one day learn to fly, I think.
You're what, a wizard boy? With all your scrolls and shit?
Oh, I can...
Remind me of his name?
Burm?
Burm.
Okay.
Like, oh, I can see the misconstruction. No, I'm not a wizard. These scrolls are actually all my notes from my various travels. I would be what's considered a storyteller, a tale weaver, a bard of sorts, I guess.
Oh, you're not that music variety, but you're one of those folks.
he kind of shifts the leather tongue around his neck under his shirt a little bit and like, no, I don't have a musical instrument.
Then he's just like, well, cool. I don't know where I got my shit, but I do some magic sometimes.
Yes, that was quite good, actually. So, Fire, you're very good with swords.
Yes, I've been practicing for years.
This is great because I'm actually not a great fighter, so this is wonderful.
Cool.
I feel way less likely that I'm going to die in this ruin, which is a neat change of events.
We found all this stuff in here. Can we continue looking? Because it's getting boring.
Yes, I do have a tendency to hyper-focus on things, and I could stare at these tapestries for hours, so let us continue on.
I found all the meanings of the images. Let's go.
As Finley flits down the hallway, and Berm just kind of lazily walks, trying to like open his eyes as wide as possible to see these images. You see him weave a spell and pull out a small glass eye that he hucks into the air. The eye grows and then stays stationary and just starts looking around at everything. And you see his eyes kind of go and shimmer that same ember red kind of color and goes, there we are. Now I can see. And as he walks, the floating eye above him continues to kind of hover above and watch as well.
Faster than a snail's pace for man.
I would try my best. And he kind of takes out one of his scrolls that's still attached to his hip and he just starts writing what he's like, as he looks left and right, the eye floating above just shifts left and right as well and up and down, kind of mimicking his look. You progress forward down the hallway and into an even larger antechamber. Pillars the size of redwood trees disappear into the skies above you. And for a more colloquial description of how this chamber feels, imagine the Grand Hall of Moria, where the Fellowship enters. Just rows and rows of pillars. You can scarcely see other doorways in the distance, but the one that catches your eye is at the end of this antechamber. A brass door, filigreed and carved with two of those armored figures, their hands holding where the handles of the door is. But sitting in front of this door is a tall pedestal. What seems to be a half circle on top, standing about 300 feet or acorns tall.
Finley, finding this to be the most interesting thing in the whole place, is just like off.
You fly out and kind of land on the end of this essentially bird bath and see it empty. Make a make an investigation check for me.
Hey, I don't have a negative in that one.
Hey.
It's funny because
15.
Verm actually probably has the best looking stats. He just can't fucking fly. That was a what?
15.
15? You don't see it at first, but as you kind of sit and just intake this as the only interesting thing in the room, you see that there is just the residue of what was once a water line that sits in this half circle.
Homie will like scavenge through like a feather covered like knapsack and pull out a water skin and just dump it.
Boop, boop, boop. It, like a drop of water in a very large basin. It feels barely minuscule. Berm kind of wanders up. Oh, calls up from vastly far beneath you. You can hear the echoes more than the original voice. Goes, "What's up there?" The eye slowly making its way up to join you.
He'll, like, still grabbing the edge of the thing, will just fall backwards and look down at him. Not at the eye, at him, because he hasn't made the connection that that's what the eye's for.
Mm-hmm.
I will be like, I mean, it used to hold water, I think. And then we'll, like, pull back up.
Gun turns. He turns to you, Adelina. Goes, "Could you do me a favor?"
I suppose so.
He rips off a piece of scroll and quickly draws a symbol and then shows it to you. Goes, "Can you fly around and see if this exists anywhere in this building?" And it is just a symbol of what looks to be a crown with a small fire in the inside and a swallow engraved into the crown.
Okay. I shall begin my search.
Something like this. What language do you shout, friend, in Game Junkies? Seven?
8.
8. Right. You fly around, and it takes you a second. But eventually, and it only takes you a second because you've never been in a structure this vast before, so you have to change your perspective. As you start low, weave in and out of the pillars, you see more of those tapestries, more seems as if shattered windows above you, barely letting in some beams of light. And as you kind of circle up to the very top of the ceiling and look back down to where Berm is, you see him standing at the very pinnacle of the center spike of the crown of the symbol that he asked you to find, kind of engraved into the floor. The pedestal that Finley is sitting on seems to be right above that symbol, up a human small set of stairs, but for you all, 3 very large stairs. Each stair standing about 20 or so feet above you.
It's a stupid idea.
Do it!
Do you tell Berm?
Yes, I would tell Berm.
Okay.
Well, I have a spell that technically is snowballs, but it's supposed to be used for damage, but I'm like, well, if they melt fast enough, I could get more water in the basin.
It's worth a shot.
Finley will fall back over the edge and look down at Berm and be like, so I empty my water pouch, and it's like, nothing. Do you guys have anything before I try a stupid idea?
Well, then you start searching, and it's at that point that Adelina, you call down about the symbol. Listen.
Still doing my circling.
Oh, so this is... Oh, this one's fucking massive. Yes, we should fill that basin. I don't believe... You see he kind of starts pulling through his various things. He pulls out a small notebook and starts reading down. Arcane Eye, Bane, Chill Wounds, Earth Tremor, Heat Metal. I didn't actually prepare Great Water today, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. You got anything, or should I try a stupid idea?
I'm all swords. I'm not magic.
Okay, cool. And I'll cast Snillock's Snowballs Swarm.
All right. A flurry of magic snowballs erupt from a point you choose within range. Each creature in the 5-foot radius. Sphere centered on a point must make a dexterity saving throw. Blah, 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 blah. As you cast this spell, Adelina, you see from your position just this small black cloud appear over the basin, and softball-sized balls of snow start plummeting out of the cloud and filling up the basin. The spell ends, and about, let's see, 90 feet, one action, and fills up about half of the bowl with snowballs.
And then immediately as that cloud dissipates, Finley will cast... yeah, we'll do that one. Firebolt at the snowballs.
All right. As you start just letting off firebolts, melting the snowballs as you do, Berm looks up and goes, clever. Kind of, Swallow friend, Adelina, could I get a lift?
I can certainly try.
Yeah, Finley will like fall back over and be like,
maybe half of his size.
Yeah.
That's true. You're pretty
But she can kind of help.
Yeah, Finley, like, between mid firebolt, like, pop that back over and is like, glad you didn't ask me, because and we'll sit back up and keep going.
So Adelina, as you swoop down, make a strength check for me.
I'm not. I'm at negative.
16.
16? That's enough. Berm is fairly light. Lighter than you expected. While he holds himself quite astute and together, it seems as if maybe he favors dedication to research over dedication to sustenance sometimes. As you kind of clasp onto his duster, has those little loops on the shoulders, and you kind of clasp into those and soar him up, not as gracefully as you normally fly, but manage, and kind of drop him, and Berm just grasps onto the edge of the bowl and kind of like scrambles up and then tries to balance, which the ledge is about half of a foot, so it's not the worst. He sits on it and then kind of watches as you piecemeal shoot the snowballs. Looks around and kind of taps. He's going to make an investigation check. That's a 3. So he taps, ding, ding, the bowl. Well, it's worth a fucking shot. It'll be here forever if you have to do it this way. And he places his hands on the bowl, and you see him murmur a few words and kind of etch into the side of the bowl with his claw some runes, as from those runes just this orange glow starts spreading as he casts heat metal, and the bowl starts heating up more and more until the point where you see Berm start kind of tap dancing on the edge and goes, "Oh, I did not think this fucking through." And the
I'll kind of just like pick him up so he's like just off the bowl.
Perfect. As the snowballs melt into the bowl, the bowl fills with water and hits that line that you saw previously, and the doors behind grind open. The two figures carved in, almost looking as if they pull the doors open as you do. And inside, from the vantage point you see here, you see 3 thrones. 2 of the same size, sitting next to each other resolutely, equal make and measure, and then 1 slightly smaller, sitting to the right of them. A purple, weathered carpet billows forward, scorch marks, and inside you see, as you kind of take in the grandioseness of this chamber, it is covered with scorch marks. The carpet itself, still together, but seemingly has been repaired in some places. As if this one chamber is the only place that any sort of care has been taken. You see Berm kind of look and goes, well, I may not be able to fly, but runs and leaps.
Finley, like, at the same time, will dive and coast.
Which, as he does, you see Berm kind of stretch out his arms, and small embers kind of cascade around him, and he just starts slowly drifting to the ground as he casts Featherpaw on himself. He goes, last one's in a rotten egg! Starts running in.
Yeah, Finley will dive through the doors, and really it's hyper ADHD from this guy. It's just looking for what's the most interesting thing in the room.
You see, sitting on the center chair, or of the 3, as you kind of arc in and start looking for anything shiny, you see there is an item on each individual chair. On the 2 that are the same size, there is a silver rapier. I forget what kind of sword. It's katana-esque sword, much more like the swords the elves use in Lords of the Rings. Lithe, not much of a crossguard, and etched in just a brass swirling text that you don't recognize. Very shiny, though. On the other throne that is of the same size, there is a large book that seems to have some sort of mechanism in the front. And on the smallest, there just seems to be a small burnt pile of ash.
Finley will like make a circle down to where Berm is, like, you like books, right? I will like circle around him.
It's like, yeah, I do quite enjoy books, yeah.
Cool. I will go back up to the chair and try to push it off the edge of the chair.
So as you fly across this chamber, and this chamber is as massive as the other ones, not but about 100 feet, 100 acorns long. You get closer, and the book is massive. It's about 3 tall. It's about 3 U's tall. As you kind of land on the top, and kind of start rocking back and forth. Make a strength check for me.
This will be funny. Oh, actually, that's not terrible. 18.
18. You kind of use your momentum and dive bomb and grab the end, kind of using the momentum from your dive to tilt it off, and the book starts. As it hits the ground and a small dust cloud emits. It's almost as if the tremor makes the sword fall to the ground as well. And then the small pile of ash starts smoking. and the smoke swirls around the thrones and around the book. Forms of fingers curls around the book and the sword and coalesces into a towering form holding book in one hand, sword in the other, and its head just erupts into flame and then points the sword at all of you.
Up.
And that's where we'll take our break. Because it's already been almost 2 hours.
Points at the ready.
Wild.
Which is wild. Calling a couple birds a rotten egg seems a little rude. Who called them a rotten egg? Did I call them a rotten egg?
Yeah, Berm did.
Yeah.
Last one into rotten egg is what he said.
Oh, right. Berm isn't very aware of his surroundings. He spends a lot of time alone, okay? He's not very socially adept.
Homie is a little touched by the tism.
Just a little. We will see you all. Oh, Google search said that Elven Blade's a fictional blade called Lang, which is inspired by the Japanese Nagamaki. That makes a lot of sense. We will see you in 10 minutes. So go grab some water, go grab some snacks, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. Hello, hello. Oh my god. God, I apologize, everyone.
Don't worry,
Rude.
I've done it too.
Just wanted to make sure I got back on time.
Shit happens.
Which I entered the room the same time that Ruby did, so I have no idea what Fey Realm she fucking disappeared into. Okay.
I did not, in fact, move from this chair because Penny fell asleep on my lap.
Okay, that's fair. There she is. Definitely on time. Definitely didn't get distracted by dice. Right?
Ugh.
Definitely didn't get distracted by dice.
I'm not moving.
No.
All right. Thank you for the welcome back. All right. So, this figure of fire and smoke stands against you. What do you wish to do? Actually, this is a bit better, actually. Yeah, this is more the vibe.
I think Finley, still in the air, kind of, was at the chair, and so it's probably behind this figure. And it's just gonna kind of go to the top of the throne that they're at and just kind of sit and watch and see what's gonna happen.
All right. You fly up and perch at the top of this throne. And the figure stands. The figure is big enough to sit in the thrones. So it is normal human size compared to all of you animal folk.
Big boy.
So he's a big boy. As in, probably 180, 200 acorns tall.
Damn. Okay.
Terror.
So, Finley, you swirl up and perch on the top of one of the thrones. You see Berm kind of go, fuck, and kind of run and dash behind one of the pillars. Adelina, what do you wish to do?
We haven't rolled for initiative yet.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Adelina is going to try to pull a bluff. This thing is huge. She does not want to take it on. Guardian! Fellow Guardian, we have come to relieve you of your post. She will call up to the figure.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Not a deception?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, it can be deception if you want.
Yeah. That's a 7.
It makes no movement.
Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. Can I just ready my action then?
Well, that was your action.
Oh, that's fair.
It's much taller than the scorpion.
So much taller.
It's about 4 scorpions. ish tall. Because the scorpion stood about 80 feet. Oh, well, no. Around there. I guess like 3-ish. 3, 4-ish. The flame is flickering, so it's the height.
Oh, right. I'm not a rogue. I can't do that.
Nope.
I don't have bonus action hide. Then I'll just use my movement to get up into the air, trying to kind of get at face level with it as much as possible.
Okay.
There.
As you swirl up towards the head, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Perfect. Yep. Nine.
9. So as you fly up, there's a certain point in your ascension where that voice in the back of your head, again, a feminine voice, airy and light, you just hear, "Claim me.
I did not hear that.
Claim me."
Claim me.
It was almost as if you heard it. You know when you're driving by someone and they call out to you and you just kind of hear, "Ah!"
Yeah.
So as you were flying up to get to face.
Could I insight check to see if that has an origin?
Vibe check.
Not vibe check.
Make an insight or an investigation check.
Okay.
Both of those work. Not in that way.
17.
17.
Yeah, I knew I didn't have to say it because chat would.
It seemed to have originated with the 17. It seems to have originated from the sword.
Interesting. I do like a fancy sword.
I kind of figured that's what the, claim me was. If it's coming from an item, it makes so much more sense.
All right. So you fly up and hear this. Finley, as you sit perched atop, the figure starts taking some steps back, as if going to rest upon the throne. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay.
Not you, Adelina. Finley.
That's right.
-1 is a 14.
14. Just barely fails. 15 DC. As the figure backs up, you hear a voice as well, younger, still has an airy tone to it, but there's an edge of intrigue or vexingness to it, and it just says, hold on, I gotta see which one I wrote down for the one. Tame me.
Where is coming from?
Make a insight or investigation check. Yes, tame.
I can't read this dice. Okay. Insight or investigation? Well, insight has a positive number on it, which is a +1, which makes it a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Nice. As the figure fully sits on the throne, on one of the two same-sized thrones, resting beneath you is that fire, the flame of its head, which seems to be the origin of the voice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fun.
You all see Burma's kind of peek out and pause for a moment. I guess he has to roll too, which, I mean, sometimes he's too wise for his own good.
Mood.
What? Wisdom saving throw +3. No, he succeeds. So you just see Burms kind of going, goes, do we have a plan here?
More voices.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Did you not hear one?
No.
Suck to suck, I guess.
Well, maybe I don't suck enough. 1 second. And he kind of digs through his pockets and then goes, with a shot. Traces in the air some somatic components, and he's going to cast Bane on himself.
Wild. Finley is going to kind of be eyeballing the flame. And despite my better judgment, because this motherfucker was told to tame me, and is like, oh, okay, is going to try to use control flames just to see if there's a feeling of change or anything.
Okay. You instantaneously expand flame. You instantaneously extinguish flame. You double or halve the area of bright light. You cause simple shapes. How do you wish to manipulate the flame?
I think he's gonna just try to make simple shapes. Nothing crazy, just to see if he can.
Okay, make a... You know what, just make a roll, a d20 roll, adding your spell attack DC bonus.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice. You reach out and try to bend this flame to your will, and as you shift it through the shapes, segments of flame, those small forms you form within the fire, segment, drift off the main flame like wisps of embers dissipating into the sky off a fire. But instead of dissipating, once they reach you, they swirl and cling to your hands and start kind of glowing. And you see almost, they take the shape of long-fingered, furless hands over, almost like a ghost form over your feathered hands.
I'll kind of look at Barm and look at it's like, haha.
It's like, the fuck is that?
I don't know.
All right, Adelina, what would you like? What are you doing? Mabel, do not destroy whatever that is. Where did you even find that? Did you get your hands on it? Bastard. You're also still muted, just so you know.
That would be helpful.
Believe it.
Could I try to disarm this figure?
You can most certainly try.
That sounds encouraging.
I mean,
It's not a no.
I know. Could be a bad idea.
so was my idea.
I don't know. It's hard to know what to do here.
Do the stupid thing.
We'll try to disarm it. We'll swoop in, because it's kind of like ghastly almost with the ash and the smoke and the fire. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try to like swoop in and attack specifically at its wrist point where it's holding the sword.
Okay. Make a attack roll with your weapons. Fable is distraught. Yes.
Well, that's a crit fail
Mm-hmm.
with the longsword.
Mm-hmm.
And a 24 with the dagger.
Okay. So as you go and slash with your longsword, the smoke misconstruing the bottom of the hilt, you accidentally hit the bottom of the hilt of the sword, which sends a vibration through your blade and kind of numbs your hand, causing your sword to fall out of your hand and clank on the floor. Swirling back around and slashing with your dagger, you manage to make impact, so roll for damage.
Okay. Six piercing.
Okay.
Do I roll for poison?
What? He succeeds his Constitution saving throw, so no. It succeeds his Constitution saving throw, so no.
Okay.
It does have advantage on it because it's made of smoke.
That makes sense. Honestly, I wouldn't have expected it to even have any effect, so I'm surprised you rolled.
It's an interesting creature.
Quite.
All right. Anything else you would like to do? I guess that's your attack and bonus action.
And then we're going to fly back towards its hypothetical face. Mostly to keep its attention on me and away from my friends currently.
Okay.
Friends? Question mark?
You fly, Fable, you don't need anything under there. Just scavenging for shit. You're just scavenging for shit. I'm gonna open my door and you can't open it. You bastard. Oh, I didn't mean to rip this page out of my notebook. Whoops. Dashing forward, Burm is going to skirt up to the next pillar, and not quite knowing what to do, but now being affected by Bane. Arcane Eye is still there. Oh wait, Bane's a concentration spell, isn't it? Yes, so the eye's no longer there. Fable! What the fuck? Where are you getting this shit from? Why is there just papers all over the place? Come here. Leave shit alone. Is this important? No. Leave shit alone. I have so many toys. Do those instead. I know. Fable, leave it. Leave it. You bastard. Gonna dash forward and lost the eye, so that's not there anymore. We are going to try. Yeah, that's what you get, bitch, for fucking with things. Shit falls on you. She's going to try to cast fairy fire on the creature, or around the creature. Oh wait, that'll break Bane though. He doesn't do that. So many concentration spells. He's just going to cast Mirror Image, actually. Bink. So you see 3 more berms appear around him as he barrels forward, trying to do. He's going to make another Wisdom save, minus Bane.
Oh, right.
So minus a D4.
The Bane's on himself, I forgot.
Mm-hmm. Hey, nice. That counteracts his bonus. Bring it to 13, which fails. So he hears something in his mind, and since the rest of you, we know what the rest of you heard, Berm in his mind hears a masculine voice. And he just hears it say, "Learn me."
Ooh.
Which you just see him go, "Ah, okay," and starts charging towards the figure, bringing us to the figure's turn. Which at this point it raises a sword and just bacon. Kinky energy.
It's bacon.
It's true. Does a sweeping rotation with the sword. I need all of you to make strength saving throws. Six.
With a -1, it's a 1.
Oh, lovely.
If someone suddenly hears a creepy drawn out voice saying, "Return the slab," I don't know. As the Berm has to make his minus a D4 because of Bane. Yep, that's a 4. You all get blown back 15 feet, and take. Oh, come on, actually roll. Thank you. 2 points of force damage.
Question.
Yes.
Did I heal any between?
Oh, yeah. Fable, all done.
Journey.
Yes. Berm cast Cure Wounds on you to get you back from unconscious. I didn't actually roll for that, so let me do that now. He used it at 2nd level. So 4d8 plus 4. Fable says you don't heal shit. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You heal 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of healing.
worth using. So 2 damage.
Yes. Oh, and a hydrate from Matt.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. That brings us to Finley. After the dogs are taken care of. That brings us to Adelina. What would you wish to do? With our very loose initiative here.
Yeah. Okay. Roll all of my dice. But we're going to keep with the disarming tactic. Why not?
Okie doke. Make your attack roll.
Okay. That is a 17 for the long sword.
Nice, that hits.
Wunderbar. And a 10 for the dagger.
Which misses.
Okay.
So roll for damage. There we go. Good girl, Fabes. That you can chew on.
Which is a 4.
Okay.
I do have this sap ability, which means that I hit a creature with my longsword, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of my turn.
Yes, you do.
We're going to use that sap ability.
Perfect. Hit a creature with longsword, that creature is... Okay, nice. Attack roll before the start of your next turn. Okay. Beautiful. As you swipe through the smoke that coalesces around this gargantuan sword, 2024 rules. Yeah, I'm messing with them a bit. The smoke dissipates for a second, and you see the sword falter before the smoke recoalesces. And once again, in your mind, you hear, "Claim me." Ending your turn, that'll bring us around to Berm, who is going to charge at the creature, and then, when it's close enough, is going to cast Dimension Door using his only 4th level spell. You see Berm kind of charge forward, reach out, and push open this magical door that appears and just disappear from space.
Ooh.
And reappear, kind of opening an invisible door from the book itself as he clings onto the side. He goes, "Okay, well, I'm here now. Time to study." And you see he just like unfurls one of his scrolls and starts seemingly comparing what is written on the device of the book to what's written on one of his scrolls, and starts messing with the device that sits on top of the front of the book.
Interesting. Okay.
He's going to roll a intelligence check. Intelligence or Arcana? Arcana would kind of be better. Ooh, that's a natural 18 plus 7. So you see Berm kind of makes these 3 very distinct movements, and a flash of color appears with each turn as if seemingly notifying that he made the correct choices. And one of the latches on the book pop open.
Very nice.
Bar's been around a bit. Which
Getting
brings
useful.
us which brings us back to Finley, who is not here. The bastard. Oh, I see movement through the doorway. It was a failed stealth check. The struggles of being a puppy, of dealing with a puppy.
Yes.
I say as Fable is also causing problems moments before.
She's still a puppy.
She is. She's only a little bit over a year old now. Not her literally sitting in the middle of 6 chew toys and deciding to chew paper and stuff.
Checks out. It's hard.
Quaff the hair. Welcome back. All you missed was Adelina swiped at the sword again and then heard the voice, and Berm dimension doored from the ground up to the book and seemingly found a way to unlock one of the clasps on the book, bringing us to you. Your feathered hands now echoed by these non-furred fingers. What do you wish to do? You hear the voice in your head again repeat the statement it made before.
Last time, so we're just gonna try it again.
Alrighty.
Anything else?
All right. Let me see here. Make a same thing as last time. Roll d20 with your spell attack modifier.
19.
19. Very nice. Once again, you reach out. This time, as you move, these kind of ghost hands move with you. And you can almost see they move with you at first, and then they almost guide your hands as you form the somatic components. Your fingers shape a few more archaic runes that you yourself don't know, but seem familiar. As you cast, they guide you to Motivase. This is an elemental. Or whatever that movie's called. That was a good movie, though. And as you do, the flame on the flame head of this creature erupts and swirls. And before you realize, it billows a pillar and engulfs you. Do you do anything?
No.
Nope. Okay. As it engulfs you, the echo spreads, and you gain an aspect of a form that you don't recognize. Heavy, overcast hood with small tassels hanging, long sleeves that billow at the end, and a robe. And Adelina and Berm, if you were to see Finley now, you would just see Finley, but wreathed in flame with 2 glowing orange eyes.
Ooh.
And Finley, in your mind, you hear, I knew I made the right choice. The smoke figure's turn, now headless, stumbles off of the throne and kind of falls to the ground on his knees before sweeping out with the sword towards Adelina.
You're doing great.
That is a 13 plus
With your
4.
disadvantage.
Oh, right, with disadvantage, that's a 5 plus 4.
That does not hit.
A 9. So it swipes underneath you, and as you feel the wind of the blade swipe underneath you, you just hear, "Claim me," as it passes you. Do you wish to do anything else?
Could I reaction to this and say, no.
Do the stupid thing.
I just,
Don't overthink it.
Do the thing.
Don't overthink it.
Do
if
it.
the words sound stupid in my own head, I don't
Do
say
the
them out loud.
thing. Do the thing.
I mean, if the word sounds stupid, you could do action instead of words.
Yeah.
Adelina isn't very charismatic.
No, not particularly.
I am. I haven't used the look of it.
In retort to claim me, respond with, then serve me.
Make persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah. That's a 5.
The sword remains silent. Right, that ends the smoke creature's turn. Finley, you are currently removed from combat as you are engulfed in the flame, which brings us back to Adelina.
Yes. We're going to try a slightly different approach, and we are going to grapple the hilt of the sword.
All right, make a grapple check, which is...
Is that a strength?
I should know how to do this by now. Grapple, the thing that confuses everyone.
She has to do a strength save.
Yeah.
The figure can do an athletics check or acrobatics to get out of it.
Oh, wait, isn't that reversed? She has to make a strength check and they have to make an athletics or acrobatics. Oh,
That's what I said.
I misheard you. I apologize. Make a strength check.
17 for my strength check.
Perfect.
And can I, with my bonus action, stab? No, never. No. We're not doing that. We're focusing on the grapple.
Okay.
We will continue after.
You arcing over the sword and then plummeting, you reach out your talons to grab onto the hilt. And as you do, your talons go numb, as if you're pierced by 1,000 swords. And this purple mist that shimmers into a blue haze engulfs your body. A visored helmet billows around your head. Similar echoes of furless hands adorn your feathers, and you are cast in a half plate, half robe mix of armor and kit. And you just hear in your mind, there we are. Bringing us to Berm's turn, who has to make an Arcana check. Solve his little puzzle he's doing, which, I mean, he has a +7 to Arcana, so.
Fancy pantsy, Miss Birdman here.
Nerd.
Yeah. 3 more turns of the dial apparatus on the front of this book, and the other clasp pops open, and the book swings, sending Berm flying, which as he does, as he plummets through the air, around him, a wide-brimmed hat, large robe, and book appear on his side, and the 2 glowing eyes, and his tumbling, falling stops, and he halts midair and just hovers there. And as he does, the 3 of you, veiled in these aspects, the smoke dissipates, and the 3 of you sit now in an empty chamber, clothed and adorned in these ghost-like forms. The throne room around you shifts. The walls rebuild. The tapestries and chairs and pillars shrink as you grow. The room is now your size. The 3 of you stand resolutely in front of the 3 thrones that were there before. The dank, or the dark and shadowed room now brimming with light. And in front of you, on these thrones, sit 3 distinct forms, unlike those you've seen before. Black, void-like bodies, fingers longer than they should be, clasp the edges of their thrones, adorned in clothing of blue, red, and purple. Staring at you, unblinking, are 3 sets of glowing eyes. As the one on the far left throne looks at you, the black void of his face splits, and like the dawn cresting over the far horizon, his mouth opens, revealing light from inside. He goes, welcome, and congratulations. I see he turns, the large brimmed hat kind of shifting, the small tassels of glowing ember light chittering as he does, and looks over. Good find, Ellie. Looks like you were right.
Huh?
At this point, presumably Ellie, the one who sits on the smallest throne, turns to you. Black void face, burning red eyes, and a jagged smile opens. The large hood covering a majority of their face, she reaches out her overextended fingers and just traces the outline of Finley's face from where she is. You did well.
What do we do?
Well, you passed the tests, really. Accepted the summons.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Got you now.
the central figure, same void skin, but glowing blue eyes. The glowing blue eyes peer through the visored helm with the visor raised. Her throne, now made of swords, twisting behind her.
Game of Thrones.
Very much so. That was some impressive work. Removing the guardian, solving my lovely husband's puzzle, and then claiming your relics each.
Relics?
Your flame, or I suppose I should say, Allie's flame. My sword and my husband's book. You are completely lost, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
You see the one with a wide-brimmed hat and orange glowing eyes reaches over and places a hand on the knee of the blue-eyed one and goes, Odeline, they're young. I don't think they understand yet.
I mean, I have a lot of questions if you're willing to answer questions.
Allie laughs, kind of chitters and echoes around the chamber. I'm very Skull Kid-esque. Goes, See? I told you they were good ones. Questions are always good. Questions are what makes the world go round. You can ask my dad, though. He's the one who's good with the answers.
Cool.
The book.
First of all, how are you?
Oh, I guess that's a good first question. Indeed. And apologies, it's been a while since we've had guests.
It's been a while.
It echoes from the back chamber. I am Beardos. This is my wife, Odeline, and our daughter, Alione.
Mm-hmm. What are you? Because you're not like us.
No. We are old. From a time before. Just denizens of power.
So, like, just powerful people, or is this like a religious thing?
Depends who you ask, says Alione as she pops up. Odeline continues. Some would call us gods. Some would just call us entities.
But what do you call you?
Family.
I'll take it.
Beardos kind of leans forward. Caretakers.
Of what?
Just gestures to everything.
Yeah, see, that's very vague and generalized, and I'm a little stupid. So I'm gonna need a more specific answer than just...
Alec hunkers down and leans forward, her jagged, glowing mouth chittering. Goes, everything and all things. Well, not we're all kind of distinct. I protect over flame. My father over there. He guides the dawn. And my mother here. Well, she's very good with swords, but also insight and. Funnily enough, Mom, weren't you the Queen of Swallows in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. You did that on purpose, didn't you, Allie? A little bit. Beardos leans forward. Goes, as you probably can tell, the old world has passed.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my brethren and family have been scattered. As a result,
We've met family. Who's brethren?
Oh, there's many of us. Each of us in charge of a different sect. Or, not in charge, but just intrigued, I suppose. All of us have our own passions.
Hmm. So about these relics, now that we have them, like, what do they do? Why do we have them? What are for?
Well, you're the next in line.
That makes no sense.
Our kin and kind are everlasting, in a way. What you see here are our true forms. Or the closest we can get to them. But as guardians of the realm, we need to represent those who dwell currently in it. And each of you...
So we're like your champions, almost.
Odeline steps in. I would say more like vessels.
Okay.
And do we get a choice in this?
Partially. We are one and the same. You and I.
Well, it's like
Us
they
and
have,
them.
they have to find a person or a being that like matches who they were, so that like if you don't have a compatible match, it's not gonna work. Duh. So like, yeah, it's our choice, but at the same time, like we're the match.
See, they say they say they're stupid, but they kind of get it. It's pretty close, actually. Pretty close, actually. In the ending of the past world, we all sacrificed ourselves. Or dispersed parts of our being to contain a much larger disaster.
The dragons from the pictures.
Partially.
Cool.
A cataclysm happened. A coalescence of millennia of bad blood. The humans and the dragons, both were lost, and had forsaken us long ago, so our power was dwindled. Babel!
Finley will turn to Berm and be like, see, I told you gods don't exist. We love the pupper problems.
Well, I feel like a god is simply one's perception of a being and less of the being itself.
Well, sure, but they just said that they were forsaken, and if they're the closest thing to gods that actually exist, that means whatever the fuck the humans and dragons were talking about wasn't actually God, so I was right.
Berm kind of is just sitting and watching. Gods don't exist, the tar gets up and leaves. Babel, leave it. Fuck off. Berm kind of stands back and is just seemingly intaking all this. You notice his hand is just kind of mindlessly writing in one of his books as his eyes are just locked onto these figures. I'll be honest with you. The process is a little vague. For we've only ever done it but twice before. God damn it, Fable.
Take your time. You got this.
But it's happened before.
Twice.
Quite intriguing.
Through time, all creatures of sentience eventually fall, whether by hubris or catastrophe. But we remain, and are reborn through every world that comes from the ashes. Some of our brethren wish to break the norm every so often, but we can't each kind of just do what we wish. My wife and I, and daughter here, we are the closest our family gets to any sort of leadership. We're the eldest. Which is funny because technically Uncle Tom is way older than me, but I'm technically older than him. It gets really confusing after a while.
Who's Tom?
Oh, that would be my brother. Thomas. He presides over, well, quite a lot of things, but the one he's most popular for is Dad.
This bitch. Anyways. I know him. I got beef with him.
But there's others too, and some of which who have absconded from the family, removed themselves of their own will, forsaken their duties to pursue personal passions. Those of us who wish to remain, though, those of us who wish to continue our jobs of guarding over and presiding over the land, and those who live there, usually try to find our vessels at some point. And like I said, these vessels are us, but not us. Our energies being fractured and cast across the world. You are us.
So we're like
Odin pipes in. He's like, dear, you don't have to be cryptic with them. If they are us, then you can just tell them. It's like, yeah, Dad, why do you always gotta be so long-winded?
Because the older someone gets, especially I found with guys, they tend to be very vague and want to be mysterious instead of just giving you a straight answer.
Beardos kind of slumps in his chair and puts a hand to his head and goes, "Oh, so as the patriarch of the last age, I had so many convoluted holy men reaching out to me and trying to find answers. And if I told them a straight answer, they would misconstrue them, so I just gave them senses, signs. Usually they determine those ones right, even if I flat out told them and then they translated them wrong. But to put it plainly, you will not cease to exist, and neither will we. We will just change, both of us together, into one new being.
And I get to keep the sword?
Utterly leans forward, and for the first time, her smile, like the first burgeoning lights of twilight, curl her lips, and many more.
I might be alright with this then.
You gave horrible introductions, dear. Let us try again.
Hi, I'm Finley.
And Aleone leans forward. Let me scroll. There we go. And I am Alione, patron of flames, loyalty, and trickery. You find me in the hidden corners, the twisting flame, and I am often liked by those who wish to cause a bit of chaos.
Harmless, of course, because when someone gets hurt, it's not a joke anymore.
Oh, absolutely. That's when the fire gets involved.
True. Arson.
Odeline leans forward. And I am Odeline. Matron of empathy, the sword, and the lingering twilight between day and night. People most often associated me with swallows for some reason. I blame my first life for that.
I'd love to know more.
You will. And Berdos kind of sits up straight. And I am Berdos, patron of knowledge, exploration, and the dawn. I make sure the sun rises every morning, and that those who would wish to stop it fail. I'll be honest, we're not a cohesive family.
Yeah.
Those of us who have absconded, some of which are neutral, but others which are nefarious. All of which are lost currently. And finding you three are the first steps to finding everyone else. And hopefully, we can help govern this world, or guide this world.
Maybe not govern. People don't like it when they're, told what to do instead of just kind of guided towards the right answer.
They're right. And I mean, last time...
The ruling systems never tend to work.
Yeah.
That's how, revolutions start.
And I mean, remember what happened to Xmas? Kind of wanted to really railroad all the last group of people, and now we're fucking here. So maybe we just kind of guide them and make sure our shit's handled and let them kind of do their own thing this time, Dad. He just goes, well, we'll see what level they exalt us to this time. Odeline kind of steps forward. Goes, with that said, time is of the essence. There are things already in motion that, without proper guidance, could spiral out of control. I fear some of our more nefarious siblings are a few steps ahead of us currently. And each of you get a image of a void-skinned figure, jagged, toothy maw, cackling, violet eyes beaming that turn red at the end as it So there's one final request from you all. For I said there was partially a choice. You can refuse, though you will never be rid of us fully. For we, as stated before, are you, and you are us. And if you refuse, we will find another. Though the others who have heard the call did not get nearly as far. Yeah, you're just the first ones to not die, really.
Well, duh.
See? That's why you should just let me make the decisions.
That sounds like a great idea. I like this plan.
Mm-hmm. Beardus kind of laughs. You've been quiet. See his eyes kind of focus in. He goes, well, yes, it's quite a lot to take in, really. I'm in, though.
He's the kind of historian guy, so this is great for him.
Oh, absolutely. And just from the few passages I saw from that book of yours, the only way I can study it more is to accept this deal, then I am very much in.
I'm in. I think it'll be fun.
If nothing else, I think I gotta keep this flighty one in check. So
Good luck with that.
Very well. The three figures stand and approach. Alione placing their hands in front as a flame billows to life. Odeline drawing the sword that the shadow was holding from her back and presenting it to you, Adelina. And Berdos pulling the book from his hip and presenting it to Berm. Before you accept this, just know there is no turning back. And we cannot promise how much of each of our personalities will reside.
I don't know, Allie and I seem like two peas in pots. I think it'll be fine.
At this point, Odeline kind of leans in towards you, Adelina, and goes, I am typically the hardest to get along with.
well, perhaps I shall surprise you yet then.
Very well. And Berdos presents the book as Berm. Before he can even say anything, before Berdos can even say anything, Berm puts his hand on it, and a light starts emanating. Then, because it is important to voice it aloud, do you, Dexian Berm, accept the duties as proprietor of the Dawn? Berm nods his head and places his hand on the bottom of the book as the image of Berdos once again shifts and turns into that kind of aspect form, shimmering for a second before dissipating. Odeline presents the dagger to you, Adelina. He goes, and you, Adelina Candlewax, do you accept the role of proprietor of Twilight?
By the light in the dawn, you shall have my sword. And will grab the hilt.
The aspect coalesces around you as well. Then Alione walks to you and goes, what you think, Finley?
I think we'll make a great team. And is instead of just grabbing the flame, we'll like between the hands.
two halves of a whole coalesce into one. And the three of you are left in this chamber as it dissipates back to the averted state. And through the future and ever onward, the rise of the new gods spread over the land of Teleday. Odeline, those dang lanky ass limbs that she has no awareness of.
Hi.
Berdos, Odeline, and Alione now finding new material forms set out from the northwestern regions and spread out to find their lost brethren, each of which find their own vessels in turn. Ages pass, civilizations rise and falls, and more wars break out, and once again, these entities, these guardians, these proprietors of the world are exalted once again into godhood. Though not as known as they once were, and not as prevalent either, though powerful in some places. A candle left in the palms of an open statue in the city of Umloa. Mystical or mythical swords blessed by their patron saint that weave through battles of legend. And an eternal flame that seems to keep the whole world going, amongst their other brethren. Who's to say what will happen to these gods or how impactful they will be in the upcoming future of Teleday? As our lovely group, the Briar's Bane, gives them nary a second thought as they are entrenched in the battles of the Colosseum. Guess we'll have to see. And thus ends today's one shot. You may now kiss your god. Kisses. Awesome. Thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah.
A little bit of fractured lore dropped there.
Yeah.
Oh, dragons.
I feel like we got so much lore and also so many more questions.
Yeah, not enough.
It's just like just enough that's like, but you want to know more, right? Right?
I want to know if Thomas has a reincarnation.
Well, yeah. He like not.
I'm assuming so,
but yes.
But if he doesn't, now I have ideas.
Well, as far as you guys know, soon it will be Duke.
That's what I'm
as far as
thinking,
you
man.
guys know, the only time you've really ventured into any sort of temple is the Grand Temple in Umloa, where when
Lav's actually the only person who's been there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good world building means every question answered creates 5 more. You just gotta ask nice trust and try. Thank you, Birdie.
Yes.
I find it interesting that this group called themselves Guardians. Yeah, you know, it's Santa, the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy.
I actually like that they're like, no, we're the protectors, you know, we're the guardians of these forces instead of, I love
We
the
are
trope
gods.
of like the gods not seeing themselves as that and just being like, yes, we have this power and energy, but we take it very serious and responsibly because this is what we're doing. And then everyone else who's simple-minded is like, but you're gods though. And they're like, but we're not though.
It's like, we're legit just people though.
Yeah.
We're just different types of people than you. It's very I was gonna say it's very Greek god, but Greek gods definitely saw themselves as gods. But much more in the Greek god mindset, where like the Greek gods were very human.
They made mistakes. They had errors. They had downsides to them.
Yeah. And I was thinking more individual. Oh, I was thinking more of another individual known as the Guardian. Interesting.
That bitch.
Just people,
Nah,
yes.
we
40 feet tall people with unlimited power. To be fair, they're normal-sized people. Everyone else is just small and animals.
Yeah,
Itty bitty.
That control the sun. That control the sun. No, they guide this, protect the sun, and make sure it rises every day. That's what a god would say. Look.
Amazing. Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So many questions.
Getting a little bit into what happened to cause the rise, because we've like talked about how the world is post-apocalyptic in a way, and you guys have gotten to venture into a few ruins, but none to this grand of scale.
Yeah, we had like a cabin. Like, very early on because we came out of the well, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, and then technically the bastion that the Bruins live in is a ruin too.
I guess so, yeah.
But it's more of a ruin of a particular object, not like a building. So that's why it's still massive.
But also, like, time frame wise, like, this is happening drastically before any of our Briar thing even conceivably
were a thought of existing.
Yeah. This is before any of the major places of power were formed as well.
This is before probably the clasp, before all of it.
This
including
one shot
hypothetically the area at the bottom of the map that's blackout now, but wasn't then.
Yeah. Wait, this is before? This is before.
This is the past.
Very before.
The past. This is probably about... This is like the first wave of sentient creatures. Like, the world has rebuilt enough. Wait, there's a blacked out part of the map? Where's this? It's not like blacked out, but it's like charred and dead.
Yeah, so right here is the menagerie.
The menagerie is the menagerie is where the crow is, right here.
So, but there's this part which we had in most maps we see it as this. But when we went to go talk to the teacher guy, Hector, I don't remember what his name is. He has a map that's different than this, of what it used to be.
Right. Hey, I forgot about that.
I didn't, because that shit's interesting.
Yeah.
I want to know what the fuck happened here.
See, this is the real reason why I create lore.
This shit.
Exactly. Because if I just keep making more lore that you guys want to figure out, then you'll keep playing.
Listen, both me and Duke wants to do a ton of digging into Thomas and figure out what the hell is going on. He needs to talk to his mom, all of these things. But he also knows that, there's this shit with his brother. So he's got like two different things that he really wants to dig his claws into, but he literally can't because of the circumstances, and it's pissing him off.
Oh, it's infuriating.
And he's trying to deal with it the best he can, and it's not going well.
There are indeed a few places that are a bit charred. You're correct. And you guys currently, you can't see it on this map, but where this took place, is up in that crater in the top right. That's where this was happening.
Oh yeah, you can actually see this little picture of a castle in there.
Oh, Duke wants to talk to Tom. Takes labs. Pew pew.
Duke does want to talk to Tom, and it does not take a pew pew to talk to Tom. It just takes a psychedelic drink.
I have to figure out what I'm actually putting in that drink for the recipe book.
It's called the Worry Warts Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's their strongest drink.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember Duke asked, like, "What's your strongest thing?" I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to think, and then had to think a lot. It's like, I don't want to deal with life right now. Ah, shit, I deal with death now.
I'm just like, I need to. There's part of me that just wants to build a homebrew subclass for Duke because I still haven't found anything I like that fits.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's shit that's going on with Thomas when it comes to Duke. But also the fact that I've had encounters when it comes to nigh death experiences or death experiences with the dog, and the fact that apparently I've been tagged with death since birth. Like, there's too many small little things that we know about and larger things that we don't know about that he's kind of tagged to, that I'm like, there's no way this hasn't affected him.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to put that in a subclass.
That's fair. And then there's all the stuff that happened in the last one shot.
Which I have not seen.
There's so much lore. It was insanity.
Here's the thing. I was busy because I was working and then forgot about it. And then when I remembered, I had opened YouTube. I was in a Discord call with Tato and we were just vibing. And I opened YouTube and I saw it. I was like, oh, I haven't watched that yet. And he's like, you need to stream your reaction to it. And I was like, okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
I am planning on hosting a watch party of the last Coliseum episode that we did before we jump back into a regularly scheduled Grass and Briar.
I literally just got my schedule for this next week. I do not work on Sunday. But like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't have work. So you'll probably find me streaming because cut hours, I'm doing other things to fill time and or potentially get revenue. So come support.
Exactly.
Yeah, so all
the numbers help.
When we're doing that watch party, it'll be on Discord. We'll all get snacks. We'll sit down and we'll watch it together. It'll be a good time.
I'm gonna try, because I started a thing in our like in a Moss server of doing musical theater watch parties.
Yeah, it's way cool.
I haven't done it in a while. We've done Epic and we've done Joseph and Technicolor Dreamcoat, but I have a whole list. So hopefully sometime this week, if not this week, maybe next week, I'm going to put together a show.
I'll be keeping an eye out for that.
Yeah. The last two happened while I was at work, which was annoying.
Fair. There's some shows that I don't know much about, or I like it wasn't my jam, like Hamilton, but like Millie loves Hamilton. So if there's ever a show that anyone else has that I've never seen and wouldn't really be able to talk about and you want to, we can still plan a watch party. You just host.
I might want to do Love Never Dies at some point.
I haven't seen that one.
I'm going to do the Book of Mormon.
Oh my God, yes.
I don't think I would ever willingly watch that again, honestly.
I've never actually watched it.
It's a trip.
I just know a couple of songs, and just from those songs, I'm like,
okay, the songs are so good, but the story gets wild.
Oh, fuck up.
It takes such a hard left turn.
As an ex-member of that church, I want to see it just to see how it compares in reality.
Yeah, there's a Book of Mormon musical, and it's made by the people who made South Park.
Yeah, it's not made by the church. This was made to make fun of.
It's wild, Birdie.
Insane.
Like, the left turn it takes, it starts so normal. It's like, oh yeah, okay, and then you're like, wait, what's happening?
And then it's
just to give you a little perspective. There is a part where the Book of Mormon gets shoved up someone's ass.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay. Okay. So when I tell you I have a list,
of a content warning on that one.
That one definitely has a content warning.
Y'all, when I say I have a list, I have
a list. I'd honestly
I am the
probably
musical theater person.
one that I would actually probably host is Music Man because I love that one.
I've never
Specifically
actually
the
seen
one with
Music
Matthew
Man.
Broderick. Matthew Broderick version is my favorite one. Also, just because I love Matthew
the
Broderick.
Music Man is actually on this list. The Pirates of Penzance, I'm waiting to do until we get our cast recording. And we do a watch party of the cast recording, which won't
that'd be
till
so cool.
August.
That'd be so cool. I'd love that. I was in that one once. It was one of my favorites.
Well, that's what this is for. And then we have cast shirts for the show. One of our cast members has a t-shirt and jacket making business, so
Scree has a list, KJ has a list, now Zatara and Ruby need a list, and L. Hey, I have a list too. I just haven't told you about my list.
valid.
I have a list of games.
You have a list of dice commissions.
I know several I need to contact on.
not to spike your anxiety.
We did 6. Technically, I didn't. Baruch did 6, but it was the first time we did Epic.
Oh, right.
There's so many good options here. Ooh, I should do the Addams Family. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. I do want to really see... I haven't sat down and watched the Shrek musical yet.
It's really good.
I heard it's really good. That's why I want...
The problem is, the streaming platform it used to be on, it's not there anymore, so I don't actually know where to find it to watch.
I find most of my like Broadway shows and stuff like that on the library archive.
That's fair.
Most things are there, which is great.
Yeah. Because you can get quite a few like of the professionally recorded shows on like Netflix or Disney Plus. But my name is Elder Price.
And
I would like to share with you that
it's the best one.
Hello.
I have that ready to load up anytime any elders come to our door.
A comparison of Book of Mormon musical versus the Best 2 Years musical. That would be interesting from like a religious viewpoint as well.
I don't know that one.
Also, fun fact for those who are wondering, for those who do streaming, if you would ever like to do like a live streamed reaction of watching a show without having to deal with copyright, the Pirates of Penzance is now public domain.
Hey, oh really? I'm gonna use so much of their music.
Yeah, so actually during my like starting soon page, I've been playing the Pirates of Penzance music.
That's fun.
All of their soundtrack is now public domain.
That's good to know.
That should be my pirate character. My pirate OC. Just a pirate from the Pirates of Penzance.
It's so much fun. Have you guys seen my costume?
Yeah.
I love those pants.
Oh, I should post my old costume somewhere from when I was in fucking high school.
So fucking
God, that was so long ago.
It's such a fun show.
It is. It was so fun. It's so good. It's so unserious too.
Well, here's the thing. For anyone who is going to go and watch it, I need to let you know ahead of time. Nothing makes sense. There are so many plot holes. That's not the reason you're watching the show. It is an operetta comedy. That's it.
Mm-hmm. If any of you watch One Piece, you'll just put the same mindset to it. It's not supposed to make sense.
No.
It's just supposed to be entertaining. An operetta. Yeah.
So it's like an opera, but simplified, and it's a musical format. So it's more, you have speaking lines.
It's a baby opera.
Because operas, it's all music, and there's no scene changes or anything. It's mostly the song. Operettas have the same music style, but there's costumes, and it's more in the format of a musical.
Yeah. So a lot of the music has a lot more of like the opera notes. So like the very open mouth singing, the like long grandiose songs.
Let me tell you, learning how to sing that. Not only am I not singing in my normal range, but it's a fucking operetta. It's a
breathing style you have to fucking learn.
Especially with doing choreography, fucking sucks.
And the choreography in Pirates of Penzance, at least the choreography I did, was stupidly complicated for some fucking reason.
Most of ours is actually pretty simple. The choreography I struggle with the most is not because I can't get it down. I can get it down. It's just so active. And with the music, cat-like tread. We're doing like fucking the Russian squat jumps and Siberian dance stuff, and it is so much cardio. And I'm trying to sing full voice because that's not a quiet song.
No, it's not.
We struggle, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a permanent bruise on my spine by the end of that. That'd be great.
Remember to do your stretches.
Yeah.
Ice baths? No, not ice baths. Epsom salt baths.
Yeah, I need to get a new bag of Epsom salt.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Since us three are pretty confirmed for the 6th, I'm going to say that there's a highly likely that we will be rejoining the actual campaign on the 6th of June, delving right back into the fight with the Guardian. Currently, just a little recap, the Guardian is currently fighting Kerr, and just absconded from his normal kit and summoned a magical great sword, which he wields in one hand, that set ablaze and cast invulnerability on himself. So
we still need to figure out how to get that shit off of him.
You guys have so fucking long. I'm not helping you.
No, I know. I just can't listen. I have ADHD.
I know. And technically, Kerr's the one currently fighting him. So
sure. Not my problem for right now.
Exactly. About the second form, yeah, you unlocked the second health bar of the Guardian.
Yeah.
And so we'll catch up on that on July 6th or June 6th. Wait, July 6th. July. It's June now. Yeah. July 6th is when we'll jump back into that. If that changes, we will let you know, but I'm going to try really hard to not let it change. Until then, catch us all on our various socials. We'll all be streaming throughout the next upcoming weeks. I may be streaming later today based on how things go, or if we have time. I will definitely be streaming tomorrow with that one down there. We'll be playing Baldur's Gate. Before July 6th, we will be doing a rewatch of the last episode. And keep an eye on KJ's socials to see when they're streaming.
I don't post when I'm going live. I just go live, so good luck.
So make sure you have those notifications turned on, folks.
Go turn your notifications on.
I also try to make sure to share it to my Discord server, the Olim Discord server, and if you're part of
Baruch server,
Baruch or Pocket or Artemis. Took me a second. I want to say Burning. I'm like, that's not it. If you're part of their servers, they have auto notifications, so it'll post in the Discord. Yes, I have a Discord server. I made one. I'm not in there very often, actually, but I'm trying to
point where there's so many Discord servers where I'm just like, I'll pay attention to these two.
Yeah.
That's why I just keep up with the and Moss as much as I can.
I would be more active in my server, except everybody will hop into voice calls of the Olim server, which is why mine's not as active. But there are some people who aren't part of the Olim server that are in mine, so it's nice. I try to make sure to have it in both places.
Absolutely. We're gonna raid into Dice Cream Sandwich, the lovely D&D game that has our friend Tank a part of it. So we're gonna dive into them. Tank just got back from Ren Fair. It also has Mossy Socks, is that his name? Is that their name?
I don't know.
A few other fun creators. So go be nice, go be kind, and of course, as always, friends, go touch some moss. See you later.
Bye.
Oh, rating in 6, 5, 4, 3. I thought I already did this too. 1. Okay, bye.